Wow, all this stuff is off the hook, Rich.
But of course.
Man. And you said hanging at your crib would be a snore fest. So it's only 3 for dinner, huh?
Oh, what can I say? My dad's working.
Boys, dinner in 10 minutes.
Smells good, Mrs. F.
Thank you, Virgil. There's your father. I'd better go talk to him.
I thought he was on the night shift.
It got changed.
Cool. I get to meet your pops after all.
Hold up, V.
On top of all that, traffic was a bear. This city, Maggie, this city.
Hey, Mr. Foley. Good to finally meet you.
Hey, Dad. This is my friend Virgil. Remember I told you about him?
Not nearly enough.
He's not like this normally.
Hey, I've had days like that myself. I'm gonna get ready for dinner, Rich. Richie, I brought over the latest MC Rapwell CD. It is slamming.
Yeah, we'll crank it after dinner.
There will be no rap played in this house.
Sean, please.
Maggie, that music teaches kids to disrespect their parents.
Some rap is positive, Mr. Foley.
It's all garbage. It tells kids to write on walls, stay out past curfews, and heaven knows what else. It tears down everything guys like me built. Look around you, Dakota's gone to pot. Well, not in my house.
But, Dad, that's not fair.
That's the last word, Richie.
It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall.
Purple kisses on your neck, thinking about the day we met. Body dripping sweat, beat that pussy wet. Purple silhouettes, purple drinking cigarettes.
She is my addiction, nigga, need a nigga rap. Trill ass Mrs. Fucker with a nigga rap. H-sat-tat, cause that's what a nigga rap. Style fresh to death, show you bitches how to and that Eve Saint Laurent or Isabel Marant. Like when Jay-Z out trying to take me out. All these magazines trying to play me out.
Oh, my ex-girl trying to fade me out, but the internet was finished, so it's crazy how.
It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love.
Okay, wait, now hold up. Let me switch that flow up.
Call her to come over and you just try to control her. Ever since I
rolled up,
I done got my dough up. Now I'm smoking more blunts and I'm sipping till I'm colder. Toe up from the flow up, toe down from my toes up. Get though till I throw up, but I'm pimping like a poster. Got the illest show, reason why I chose her. Mommy is a rider and see me, I be that roller. She ain't a rap nigga walking with his nose. She date a rap nigga walking with his toes. Go take a picture, get you closer.
another fake imitation, just a poser on the poster. I did it again for my culture, with testosterone, straight at a different road, but just to get a nigga chauffeur, drive up a low, but tipping and picking these hoes. I'm slipping from feeling the sober, windows is rolled up, this purple kiss on my shoulder. I'm dressing, I'm sexing, I hold, caressing the breast with my head on the chest, I'm all alone.
Time to get minty fresh. Down the hall, right?
Yeah.
And now I see why Richie acts like a hood, Maggie. That kid's a bad influence. All his kind are.
Keep your voice down.
It's bad enough I gotta deal with them all day long. Now one of them's in my house.
It's still early. I can go home without calling my pops for a ride.
Virgil, don't leave, please. We can talk to my mom.
What good is that gonna do, Rich? She can't change what he said. You were right all along. Hanging here was a bad idea. Sorry.
What's going on down there?
Well, you got what you wanted, Dad. My best friend's gone because of you and your stupid racism. I hate you!
Hey!
Well, my theory was, I wrote the paper in 1969. I wrote a paper called The Crest Theory of Color Confrontation and Racism. And the sole reason behind writing that paper was an attempt to understand the behavior of white people in relationship to all people of color, every place in the world, black, brown, red, and yellow people. And the paper was presented to the Americans at the National Medical Association, the section on psychiatry in neurology, because back in 1969, the Black Caucus in the American Psychiatric Association, we had said that racism, and when we talk about racism, we're talking about the white supremacy behavior of white people. That racism was the #1 mental health problem in the nation, and it was the #1 cause of other mental health problems. And I wanted to understand what this thing of racism really is all about, because it's the thing that has caused woe and misery and suffering for the vast majority of the people on this planet that are classified as non-white. And in my attempt to understand why the necessity of white people to keep saying that white is superior and that the condition of non-white is inferior, and the more I thought about it, in conjunction with an idea that a friend of mine had, that racism was a worldwide behavioral system for the maintenance of white supremacy by a small minority of people, I put those ideas together with what we know about genetics, what we know about the condition of skin whiteness itself. The condition of skin whiteness is the genetic inability to produce skin pigment called melanin. This is a genetic recessive trait. It is a genetic deficiency state, not as defined by Francis Welsing, but defined by geneticists and dermatologists, that the inability to produce the skin pigment of melanin or melanin pigment is described as albinism. And I think that white people, even though most white people are not consciously understanding their problem in genetics, they are certainly aware that they are genetically dominated by people of color. That's why it was a statement, one drop of black blood makes you black, because people of color have the genetic capacity to annihilate white people. And so unless white people control the reproductivity of people of color, then we can postulate that perhaps one day there won't be any white people. And I think that the very survival of white people necessitates that they project genetic inferiority on people of color, because it is they who really are aware that they are genetic recessive and perhaps genetically inferior to people of color. And I am not saying this to call the condition of skin whiteness to say, well, no, white people are inferior. I'm not saying it for that purpose, but I think that it is of prime importance for the majority of people in the world to understand why it is that white people have to, the effective majority, large numbers of white people, have to move in a hostile, in an aggressive way against people of color, and have to constantly focus on it's you who's genetically inferior, because they realize that there's something wrong with their genetic status.
I'm camel down to my boxes, goatee, a bathing ape. It's animals in my project, like monkeys, orangutans, banana clip on that chopper. I hold heat, bangers bang, let your key to speak. Better keep the peace, that little beat, ring-a-dang. I don't care if you blue or you red flag. Hair swinging, my pen sagging, hoes all on my bandwagon. Yo bitch gagging, she jet lagging. On my cuz niggas was cracking, on my blood niggas was popping. I ain't set tripping, I just happen no click clacking, you mismatching. Fuck swagging, you been jacking. Fuck fly, I am fashion. Tryna cop that Benz wagon, my bitch driving, my friends crash it. Niggas threat with the chit chatting. See a nigga don't shit happen. I'm finna blow on that Bin Latin, so talk money, kick Latin.
I be the big toy. Now which nigga want it with the fat boy? Clipped up like I'm paranoid. High as hell, nigga Fitzroy. Pull it off through the city like, see that whole nigga like, hopped up on a nigga like, put that pussy nigga in a purse. He wanna be the first, cover him in dirt. Put him in the ground, he was down to earth. Lacked up, nigga, I've been down since birth. Backpack full of random work. With two bad hoes, I'll teach you how. Swagging in my J's, pop me a pill, throw that pussy array. My prerogative ways, that bitch in ass with a brand new fade. Brand new nigga with a brand new video. So that bitch out shit up, make that hoe bigger. Killing careers like these cupcakes, remember. My objective is to serve your agenda. Biggie and Nas put they ass in the blender. Sprinkle some 50 and came out this nigga. Be quick with a gat and a dick in your mouth. Balls in my hands and your bitch in my house. Twisting up weed and digging her out. Just filling her out. Do all that shit you be talking about.
This y'all part right here.
Why you gone, shit? What this popcorn about? Microwave oven while you out there cuffing, you over there loving. That bitch be my stuffing like we really be fucking. Shirt to the brand new drawers, brand new socks to the brand new Glock. This motherfucker hold 15, slap that hoe in, tell the clip get lost. Bitch, I'm a boss, pulled up clean, don't you hear the exhaust? Got my tie on, gripping on my iron, who I'm about to fire on.
Rap game fucked up, boy. Fuck you think I rap for? Crack game fucked up, boy. Fuck you think I trap for? Ride round with that mask on, like a Mac attack when that strap on, like a Shack attack on that backboard. Clap on, clap off.
Blue pit in my backyard.
Red nose, my bad broad.
Titan full of that hydro.
Pretty nigga, no catwalk.
Big burn in your big mouth.
Pussy nigga suck lead off.
I pulled up, then skirt off. Vodka shots, he smeared off.
40 ounce of that Crystal. Rose, that Rick Ross.
Got it jumping like crisscross.
Mitch matching, no jigsaw.
No horseplay when we quick draw.
Pussy nigga, get a tit job.
Hands up, stick your mans up. Your time's up, the new brand's up. Q.
You feeling better, son?
A little. Thanks for kicking it with me last night, Pops. I still don't get how a guy like Richie has a father like that.
That's a question that even Richie's father can't answer. That kind of hate feeds on itself. But Richie's made up his own mind about who to like. He's broken his father's cycle of intolerance.
Man, I had no clue Richie was dealing with something this whacked.
He's gonna need your friendship now more than ever. I gotta get to the center. You sure you're okay?
Yeah, Pops, I'm cool. I'd be even cooler with the new stereo, though.
But then I wouldn't be cool. Stick with your old stereo.
Hey, I had to give it a shot. Hello?
Hello, Virgil?
Mrs. Foley?
Is Richie there?
Richie, no, he's not.
He didn't spend the night there?
No, he didn't, Mrs. F. I can call around and see if I can find him.
I'd appreciate that, thanks. Virgil, about last night,
I know. Me too.